Hello everybody, welcome to episode 200. That is absolutely crazy. We are finally here and we are ready for another world tour, and I think this one's going to be an extra special world tour. I'm planning on going through pretty much everything that we've built, so it's going to be a little bit longer, but I think it's going to be a great world tour. We're going to get through so much. There's a lot of cool things that I want to talk about, and I want to just kind of get started on this. So first of all, let's look at our city there, and what I'm going to tell you guys now is that we are not using the exact same shaders that we used in the last one. So the last tour we used Silder's Vibrant shaders, which, because if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the world looks a little bit different. You can see the shadows and everything just looks a little bit better with these shaders. So if you guys don't know what shaders are, you can go download them and try them out for yourself in your world. So we have got the link down in the description, and these ones here, which are also Silder's shaders, these are actually Silder's enhanced default shaders. So not the vibrant ones, the enhanced default ones, and I think they work very well because I've got some plans for these shaders. I definitely do. The reason why we are using them is because they are very good underground. So in the other worlds, well, the other world tours, when we went underground, we couldn't see anything because the shaders that we were using previously just made it a little bit too dark. So this one here is going to do wonders for us to go underground and we can explore every little thing. The reason I'm starting off here, by the way, is this is actually an area I've spent quite a lot of time in. Maybe not on camera, but in this world, I spend a lot of time here, and I thought this would be a good way to approach the city from here. So have a look at that. I've pretty much deforested this entire swampland. There's a forest over there that's gone, just everything, but it's a little bit out of the range of where you can see. So I don't mind. I don't mind that. So let's head up here and get started on our world tour from here. We can actually drop down over here. You may notice as well that we are a little bit laggy. Let me just go up here. We've got a little bit of lag and a little bit of lower frames, but don't worry. It should be alright. I think we'll be alright. Maybe just a little bit choppy at places, but that's just what you get for having a world of this size and everything kind of jam-packed into a very small area. So starting off, this is where we have pretty much finished off in the last few episodes. We've had this beautiful gatehouse that we built, and I thought it looked absolutely fantastic. So I was just thinking, let's start from here. Let's walk through the city and just kind of chat and chill out. And I may need to have a few little voice breaks. I'm starting to lose my voice just a little bit. So I may have to just take a drink of water, and I'll come back to this just like what I did just there. So this is what I've got up to in the past few episodes here, is getting this area here all fixed up. We've even got our Nitwit villager, if he's still in here. There he is. And everything is just looking really good, from this perspective at least. And I didn't want this to be a village only from the front, if that makes sense. I realized that a lot of the stuff I was doing was based around my view from that side of the town. And you know what, I'm going to interchange between town, village, and city, by the way, so guys get used to it. And I just didn't want it to become all from one direction, and I thought this was a great way of getting it from both sides here, because I mean, look at that, that's facing forward, everything's just built for that side there, and I thought it'd be good to get both sides involved. So we're walking around here, this path was actually done before, and we're going to go around to another place, which we did on stream, and well, I've got you guys here. In the past 20 episodes, we've got into streaming, which is coincidentally also because I moved out. So it's actually less of a coincidence, more of just the reason, because now I've got good enough internet at my place to be able to stream, and that's always a good time. So thank you so much for everyone turning up, by the way. I'm really glad with how the streams are going, and I hope you guys can, if you guys haven't caught us on stream, hopefully you guys can catch us next time. It's a very fun time. So this is what we've been doing on stream, just small things like this, getting trees and stuff done like this, finishing off little paths that we do in between episodes, and getting lights and stuff like that in, and I think this is looking really good. Really awesome, and of course, look at that. Looking fantastic. We'll get to that side soon enough. I'm gonna walk away from that, and we can have a look at that a little bit later. So that's currently what we've got going on in streams. We've got a lot of other stuff which we'll come across, and I'll mention when we do it in stream, because you would have missed it in the videos at least. Let's get some of that in us. So let's just head in through a few of these houses, and I'll show you guys, if you guys missed a few episodes, well, a few 20 episodes ago, we built a lot of these things here, a lot of interior works, and I think we're going to get to our interiors. You can see we kind of neglecting a lot of them, but we're going to have to get to them at some stage, and we might even do a few of those in stream. So if you guys want to catch us and hang out, that's where you got to go. So I've got a few interesting facts as well. We could just look at stuff. We might as well just look. I wonder what cinematic camera does for us. Yeah, it's just a little bit too laggy right now for cinematic camera. All right. Yeah, in the the last 200 episodes. That is an insanely huge number. That is a ridiculously huge number, 200 episodes. I looked at a few statistics that I could find. I didn't find too many cool statistics, but a few things which I thought were really, really awesome. And we are very fortunate to have got this, like what we have got, is on our very first episode of the series. Do you remember what this world looked like? That's pretty crazy. If you remember what this world looked like, you'll see you'll know how far we've come. But in our very first episode, which this is something you do when you make a YouTube video, you don't really expect it to be as big as it is. And our first episode's got 300,000 views. In fact, 334,000 views at the time I'm recording this. That is absolutely ridiculous. And when I recorded that first episode, I honestly didn't think that this series was going to be a big series for us. I didn't think this would be our main series on our channel. I was actually doing modded Minecraft, and I just thought, you know what? This is something I want to try out, try a bit of vanilla, and turns out we've fallen in love with it. So I'm so glad. I'm so glad. We've had such a good time in this. Such a good time. And another cool fact is our next video that came out after that, obviously episode 2, is on 111,000 views, which is also a stupidly large number. For me to think about, like 111,000 views. Between those two videos, we've got like, what, close to 450,000 views in just 2 videos, which is absolutely crazy. And then, not to mention, by the way, I'm looking at our very first house that we built. Look at that. I thought it would be a good thing to keep it in the town, just as a nostalgia purpose, you know what I mean? Just to keep it here as a monument and not break it down. I think a lot of you guys have really liked that we haven't broken it down and managed, I think, to do our best to get it to tie into the rest of this place. So I thought I'd just leave it there for us. And what I was saying is, with our very first few episodes that we did, and as I say, I didn't expect it to all be like what it is today. It's funny to look back at those episodes and see just our level of building skill, of course, how much it's improved. And that was actually a very important part of the series, is to become a better builder. And I think we definitely are building a lot better than we used to. And it's really nice to get compliments every now and then, and people saying, wow, you build so great. And then you just remember, you're like, well, I didn't always, you know, you weren't always able to pull off what I now pull off. So it's really great to see that change. And then, of course, the big change is just how ridiculously big this town has become. Like, how many blocks have been laid? I would love to know that. I would love to know just how many blocks have been laid, how many blocks have been mined. The statistics, I'll show you guys if you want to see it, but I feel like this is a little bit bugged because of the times where we've had the world crash on us and we've had to restart a few times. So you can see there's a few interesting things. If you guys want to stop on any of these, we can have a look, but you know what I mean? Like, actually, I don't think I've ridden a pig. I think that is correct. So maybe we can ride a pig at some stage in the next 20 episodes. But yes, this is just a little bit of a walkthrough here, by the way. I'm not doing anything too much. Then also, let's talk about the past 20 episodes. So we've obviously got a lot of building done. And some important things that have happened in the past 20 episodes is obviously over here, which is actually quite a good coincidence that we wind up over here. Our texture pack came out, and look at how good that looks. So if you guys haven't kept up with us, that's fine. I'll let you know exactly what's going on. So we had created our own texture pack with very, very minimal texture changes. In fact, you're seeing all of them right now. Bet you can't really pick it too much. So first of all, I'll just go back to this. You can see over there, the carrots, right? They don't have that like really bright lime green color that they normally have that just sticks out so badly. So I've gone and taken the leaves down to a nicer green. The wheat, of course, is looking like a much more wheatier colored wheat, less green in that as well. And same as the potatoes and the beets. They all looking a lot more natural, or kind of just, I feel they're just in touch with Minecraft greens now. Because they're just very far out. So it looks like it's about to go nighttime, is that right? Sure is. Okay, maybe we can find ourselves a bed. And by the way, we're in our bell tower, which I thought was one of my... This is one of my favorite builds. And in fact, I got a comment in about 2 videos ago when I asked you guys for ideas to go through my top 5 favorite builds. And I will tell you now, I can't give them in any specific order except for one of them. This one over here is in my top 5 for sure. This building, I'll go out here for you guys to see it. But I just find that this building just is such a beautiful building, in my opinion, of course. Let's flip around there. That one there. Look at that. Look at that. And I'll mention the others as we go through them. But let's quickly head on into one of these houses. In fact, let's go to this house over here. I've just passed it. This house right around here. We'll sleep and make sure we don't get destroyed by any zombies and stuff. In fact, you know what? It's nighttime. Let's make the most of that. Let's go fly up and do something which we don't often do. And look at how our city looks in the night, because that is something to see. Look at that. It's something you don't see very often, and I'm sad that we don't do many things at night, but of course, we do have the issue of creepers and zombies and all other mobs just ruining it. And that's back to my point that I've said in about, I think it was 40 episodes ago, where I feel that in general, we need to sort out our mob problem. So in the future, I've got plans to do that. So we can have a night and a day world as well, because I feel like a lot of our world gets spent only in the day, and I don't feel like it. I know it for a fact that a lot of our world is spent only during the daytime, and that's a little bit of a loss, I feel. So hopefully we will sort that out. Now, I also want to, while I've got everyone here, announce something very, very cool. I hope you guys will like it. I know a lot of people will be very sad to hear it, but a lot of people will be very, very excited. Now, I hope you guys are very excited, because I'll tell you, I'm very, very excited. And that is in the next, not 20 episodes, we'll see how we go, but we are going to be starting on this series a new world. And I know it's something that a lot of people are attached to this world, as I am. I mean, I've spent a large amount of hours in this place, and I've fallen in love with this world, but we are going to definitely be looking into getting ourselves a new survival world started in this series, if that makes sense. So we're still going to be doing this. We'll finish this off and go into our next world. And I know it seems kind of sudden or something like that, but I've thought about it for a very long time, and I think we've limited ourselves on this world, in particular a lot of the time with our world download. That is a big one for me, because I love to be able to give you guys a world download, which, by the way, in the description right now, you can download the world as it is right here, and you guys can play along in this world as well. But the file's just becoming a very large file, and that is a lot due to the fact that there's a skelly, that I didn't plan it out well enough. So that was pretty much my fault, if I had to say anything. So I think in the next world, we're going to make sure that we've got our biomes a lot closer to each other. We're going to plan it out a lot better, so we don't have to go exploring 16,000 blocks in one direction just to find a woodland mansion. Of course, we couldn't help for that. That was purely because we got the update during our world. But still, I think the next one, we will definitely plan it out a lot better, so we don't have to travel very far for biomes. So here we're getting into our last 20 episodes that we've done here, and I think this was a very fun 20 episodes. There's a lot of interesting little things that I find quite interesting, at least, that we've done. For instance, our grocery store, which is something, like, I know we've got this medieval theme, but you know what? We kind of just having our fun. We know that there's no medieval grocery stores such as this, although it would be cool if there was such a thing. And I love what we've done here with the armor stands with the hats. This has been, if there was a theme for the last 20 episodes, it's been armor stands with hats. They've been a bunch of fun just experimenting with, and of course, they don't always work. In fact, the large amount of time, they don't work at all. But it's just fun, and it just adds a little bit of color, a little bit of stuff, a little bit of different, variety to our builds, and I love them. I really do. So this is our grocery store with our produce department up the top here. Going down here, we've got ourselves a bunch of item frames, which are probably causing a bunch of lag. We haven't filled all of them, but you can see we've got a few things with stuff in. Some dragon heads there. I think I actually had stuff in some of these chests, did I? No, I didn't. Okay, great. I always look in chests because I find exciting things there. And of course, here we've got our jumble bin full of armor stands, and of course the checkout. And now we're out of here. So that was just a little bit of a tour through that world, that part of the world at least. And over here, I hope I've got I don't have a bow. Okay, we're gonna have to be very careful going in here. This over here is our florist, and I will admit, I don't like this build entirely. And a lot of people do like this build, which I'm happy of, but I feel like I could have done a much different job with this build over here. So if we go down here, let's scope it out for some creepers. This over here, if I had to say another one of my 5 favorite builds, this is definitely one of them. So get ready for this, guys. If you don't know where we are right now, we are going through my favorite tunnel and my favorite custom biome that I've done, which is the custom underground mushroom biome. and I think it is a very, very crazy biome. It's a very complicated looking thing, but it's a beautiful one if you ask me. It's just so nice and easy to walk through. Of course, the creepers are the issue, but by the way, that's not a skelly. That's the chicken farm next to us making that noise. But yeah, just in general, I love just walking through here and having a look at it and the very subtle light changes. And look at that, like light coming from Netherwart. What? That's a trick. Is that a? That's not a creeper. Yeah, but light just coming out of places and hiding the lights and all of that is just worked out so well for us. And do we have here? We got a zombie over here. That's all right. As long as you don't bring any creeper friends, we're cool with you. Oh, didn't get knocked back. Okay, let's have a look. Any creepers? I really should have backed up this world before we did it. In fact, actually, let me have a look. Yeah. Oh, I'm back. I'm losing my voice so like today, just for some reason, just really battling to talk. I don't know why. It's becoming very scratchy. I guess it's winter over here where I am. But a few episodes ago, we broke this chest on camera. But I actually came back to this world a bit later, and I realized that I was doing that in an old version of the world, so I had to come back. So that's why that chest is still there. But we've got ourselves our mushrooms. Our baby has grown up. One of these guys was the baby, and this over here, by the way, as part of that, I don't know why that's there, but as part of that favorite 5 builds thing that I was talking about. This over here is a major reason for why I feel that this was one of my favorite builds. And look at this, right? This over here is a completely custom, completely accurate Minecraft mushroom. And I felt like that was a really interesting thing to do because what we've done is we've pushed each and every one of these blocks into this position. So mushrooms don't grow this big. The big mushrooms in Minecraft don't grow this big or in this shape. I've had to move every single one of these blocks to be accurate on the inside. Of course, when you place these blocks down, if you've mined them and placed them down, you don't get this interior. So this has been a massive job, and I love the way it turned out. I think that it looks absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. Man, I love it. And not to mention how good the wool works with it. But yeah, we'll head out of here. But that is just something I absolutely love. So let's head up here and still keep an eye out for creepers because they may have spawned while we're gone. I feel like we do have the distance on us sometimes in here for them to spawn. So let's check. Nothing. Let's make a run for it and get out of here. Oh, nah, there we go. We're good. We're good. And we'll head out into the forest again. Perfect. So this has actually been something I have loved, is going underground now, because it's something that we've done a little bit, but it's something that there's so much opportunity to add life to your builds. So here we have our armory, or just a weaponsmith, or something along those lines, and got ourselves a cannon, got ourselves with a skeleton skull, but it looks like a cannonball. So we got our cannonball, just gunpowder, stuff like that. A whole little, like arms dispensary, I guess you could call it. And stuff like that. I think that works really well. Rockets in there, and empty item frames over there. But this build was actually quite a fun build for me to think of things to put in here. Although it didn't turn out looking as well, I feel like it was a fun thing for me to think about, and that was the cool thing. Just using our imagination a little bit, and of course we've got the windows there. Around here as well, by the way, I'm thinking of putting a few little stalls. For instance, one there and one there, and that'll be in the next 20 episodes. I think we'll do that because I think that they'll work really well, just getting a bit of life in here, because these are very bland, dull, grey not tunnels, but areas to walk through, and I think we can do a lot with that. So we'll go into one of my personal, this isn't in the top 5 favorite builds, but one of my favorite builds of the last 20 episodes, which is this inn over here, which we managed to merge in with the florist, and I think it looks really, really good. I actually want to put some trapdoors up there at a later stage. But looking in here, we'll go into this build over here. And by the way, guys, this is going a little bit longer. I hope you guys don't mind. Oh, we've got ourselves 2 patrons over here. What are you guys doing? You guys... First guys to come into the inn. You're lost. Oh, no. No, he's not. He found his way. Alright. So, over here, we've got ourselves the little, hotel area of it, which I thought was quite an interesting little build. Just fitting things in here, and I thought that looked oh, what? Ah, I know what I did. I opened the closet. There we go. We'll close that one up. And over there, look at that. Just little builds like that, making a massive difference. And of course, we've got our giant paintings over here, which we never use until this build. And then, going down here, got another little interesting piece. And in fact, I've just realized how many things we've done in these past 20 episodes. It has been crazy. It's been crazy. I forget how much stuff we've got. And over here, we've got an innocent looking cellar with absolutely no hidden pathways at all. So you could come in here, just get your items, and not know about that. Yeah, so we've got ourselves a storage room in the back here, which a lot of you guys will know. But I thought this was a fun little build. Just having the little secret redstone password thing. Just, it's interesting. It's fun. It's just what we do. So let's go up here now, and we'll go on to another area, and maybe even discuss a bit of the future stuff and what we want to do in this world in the next 20 episodes. Because remember, I say we are going to eventually have a new world, and that's inevitable. But let me tell you that we are still going to be on this world. Don't be alarmed. We are still going to be on this world. It looks like we're going to have to sleep again. So another thing, let's go into here. We've got our police station with our jail, which we'll get into, and I still haven't replaced that block, so just ignore that. But going down here, we finished this area off in terms of getting the exteriors done. Of course, we need a little bit of stuff here, but it's looking a lot better than what it did before. And we've got ourselves our blacksmith over here, which wasn't done in the past 20 episodes. This was done quite a long time ago. Our horse stables, an attempt at a wagon at least. And going over here, we've got ourselves the, what do we call this? This was the armory. Okay, this was the armory, yeah. So this is where you suit up to go into battle. And I think that this area turned very, very well. So let's go sleep now, because we've seen this place at night and we know exactly how many mobs spawn. So we'll go in here. All right, so we are back, and what we are going to do now is we're going to walk through this way over here. We'll go through some of our tunnels that we've got here. We'll just have a look at them. We're not going to be going into too much detail with them, but this was our little police station. Go in there. Go in here. And we'll go around here. So this is our mini holding cell, which this over here, by the way, outside over there, through the bars, if you get what I'm talking about. That little seat was a really cool suggestion, which came, I think, over Twitter. I love it. I love it. It works so well for our our jail. And of course, in our jail, what would a jail be without a secret way out? So we've got ourselves our secret way out of here. And this over here we showed in the last episode, but we may as well walk through it with shaders. Let's go through here and look at that. So this is into our sewage pipes or just the underground dungeon area tunnels. So this is a way out. Of course, we're out right now, and we've lost our way into the into the tunnels. But that tunnel over there connects up with these tunnels over here. So we've got a tunnel from the bakery to the butcher to the archery store, and I love this idea. Just having these little interesting bits to our city that give it a little bit more character, I think, in my opinion. It just makes it feel like it's had a lot more stuff to it, and I just love these little things like this. Small, subtle changes in the light. That's where that tunnel comes from, by the way. And these tunnels are easy to get yourself lost in. In fact, last episode we saw some zombies and creepers over there. So these are just a fun thing that I do, and I love it. I just love having these odd things, you know, just odd things that people don't normally do, and we do them in our world just because I love them. I love them so much. I think if I remember correctly, we've got a hidden crafting bench over there. So that was a long time ago. This is probably before we even hit 100 episodes where we did these tunnels, but they're just an interesting part of our world, and I love them. I love them a lot. So let's go into like a bit of detail with our next world. What I'm planning on doing for the next world. This is just a little bit of an overview. So the next one, we're going to be going into a lot more projects. So we're going to have a lot more wider projects in it. And we'll get into more detail when we eventually do start it or get closer to it. But by the way, this was our first big house, a storage house that we built. And I've also kept this one here. And I think that one still fits into the city very well. But yeah, what we're planning on doing is having a lot more story behind it. And having a lot more of a lot more different builds going on, so that we're not stuck on the same builds all the time. And I think that will be a good way of doing it. I think will be a very good way of doing it. So let's go over here to this next beautiful build. And this is by far one of my favorite 5 builds that I've done. Very, very recent, but a very beautiful build if you ask me. And I think you guys agree with me that this turned out fantastic. And I think when we get that one in, we get the mountain behind it, it is going to be absolutely beautiful, and it's going to look so good from our city. I just can't wait for that to be done. And that is something we can maybe just take a step back and look at that. Look at that. So good, so good. So another thing in the last 20 episodes, because well that was all I wanted to let you guys know about our future world. That we want more story, we want more of a variety of builds and a lot more different building styles, and that's what we're gonna do. So in the last 20 episodes, another cool thing outside of this world that's happened is, of course, we've got our Twitch streams which have started, which have triggered us to get ourselves a Discord server. So if anyone wants to join that, I'll leave a link in the description of this video, and you guys can join the Discord server and hang out with us. I haven't been too active in it just yet. It's only recently made. So we're definitely going to get ourselves a pretty cool community and get some stuff going on. Probably with streams and stuff like that will be really cool to just hang out, maybe do some multiplayer stuff, and that'll just be a fun time. So this over here, by the way, we've got our first favorite build. Well, not first, well, the first one that we mentioned. We've got our one down underground, we've got our mountain, and of course our windmill, which is another build. And I think you guys know, a lot of you guys, if you guys have watched this for a long enough period of time, you'll know my favorite build. And we'll get to that. And let's just finish off this food. Okay, there we go. And this one over here is one of my favorites, for sure. It was a lot of work, and it was a very big jump in my building style, at least, where I started to learn a lot of interesting bits about building. And of course, we've got more chests with goodies in it. These ones are actually pretty good. So we'll go up here and maybe fly over the world now, and go over to our favorite build, which is a good point for us to look out into our world. So let's go down here. And look at that. That over there is my favorite build I've ever built. For some reason, I just love this Watchtower, and I feel like it's probably because it was the first big project that we did on here, and I think it turned out just so good considering what we could build like at that stage. So, oh, we've got some dragon eggs. Let's get some of these guys. Let's harvest some dragon eggs quickly while we're at it. So, what I'm planning on doing in the next 20 episodes, by the way, let's just go over that. So, we've got a lot of areas which I want to fix up, and I think it'll be good for us to just show that off. What? How many eggs are we getting? Look at that, 25. 25 dragon eggs. That is insane. We'll pop in 7 of them there and see how many duplicate again. So, over here, this was our brewery. Let's go through to this, but as I was saying, in our next 20 episodes, that mountain that we had over there, I'm planning on doing another bit of work around there. Over here, we've got absolutely nothing. Do not ever go through these doors because there's absolutely nothing behind that. And over here, we've got our brewery, which is absolutely an interesting build. I don't know why I said absolutely, but it's an interesting build. And it's a fun build. And I think it turned out really, really good. So that was the brewery, and I think it looks, in fact, a lot better from outside. Just that there. That is a very pretty build. And of course over here, just a little bit of interesting stuff, using what was already given to us and fixing up with that pond over there. But yeah, what I was saying with the next 20 episodes, let's go up over here. And I'm sure I'm probably forgetting some stuff that we've done in these past 20 episodes, and I've got to finish off the back of that mountain, of course. But we'll, if we've missed anything, it's alright. We'll catch up in it. We will catch up. We've done it, and that's the most important part. But in the next 20 episodes, what I'm planning on doing is finishing off a lot of this terrain over here. So we've got a lot of stuff to do over here. We, in fact, haven't finished off that piece over there. And we might even do something in this area over here. So that's the plan, at least. And, oh, look at that. That's a huge line of... at least it's going around in circles again. But we're planning on doing a lot of stuff over there. Another thing which we're planning on doing is in this mountain that we're standing on, the big one. We'll go around here. And, oh, this is something, actually, by the way. I'm almost forgetting our apple tree, which was something interesting again. I love it. I think it looked really good. And it was a very interesting concept, at least. But in this mountain over here, I'm planning on hollowing it out a little bit more. And, of course, avoiding our underground biome. But we'll go and make a villager breeder inside of it. And the villager breeder is going to be great because we're going to be populating our village. Because this has been a long-term project, a long-term goal of ours to populate the village. And I think it'll be a very fun thing to do. Just have villagers walking around. But that's why we are going to have another big project to do in our next 20 episodes. Which is zombie-proofing. No creepers around here. Yep. Zombie-proofing our village. Or at least doing a good job of getting it zombie-proofed. Just because we don't want to have our villagers turning into zombie villagers all the time. That'll be a terrible time. So this is just, I wanted to show you our most recent build in shaders, which I think was a very fun build. It didn't turn out the way I expected it, But you know what? It's been growing on me, and I love it. I love it a lot. So that is some other stuff that we're planning on doing. Another thing which we're planning on doing is right around the other side of the city. Let's go fly up and look back down here. This area over here is a very boring area right now, but I think it's going to be a fun area that might not tie... Oh my gosh. Let's go back and get our stuff. Did I just do that? Oh man, we're going to have to catch our stuff. Of course, what would it be if I didn't die in our world tour? In fact, I hope we have an elytra or something down here that we can get up there with, because we've got rockets. Oh, we don't have rockets actually. Oh man, I've got some blocks in here, surely. There we go. I think we were up here. Okay, let's sort this out. Where were we at? Okay, so in the next 20 episodes, that's right, we've got a plan to build a zoo over here. And I know it sounds kind of weird, a zoo. That sounds really dumb. Why would you want a zoo in this world? It's a really cool idea. Trust me, I've got some really cool things to do in it. And I'm planning on doing it. I'm planning on doing it as good as we possibly can do it. I hope we don't lose any shulker boxes. Let's get everything in here. But that's just something I think will be an interesting thing. And we don't have our helmet. Where is our helmet? There's our eggs. Is there anything down here? No, okay. I'm gonna have to have a look for these things. Okay, here's some stuff. Here's some things. Do we have anything over there? Nothing fell further. Man, I did a good job of breaking everything up in every direction. I think, you know what? Let's just have a look if we've got our main ones. We've got a wood. We've got our... Yeah, we've got those. We've got our fireworks. You know what? I think we might have everything. And if I've missed something, everyone's probably yelling at the camera right now. Or yelling at their screens telling me to go back for it. But that's alright. That's alright. We'll survive. If we lose anything, we'll just have to fix it up. In fact, that's got to go there. That's got to go there. And there we go. Good. Back to normal. Back to normal, hopefully. But yeah, what I was saying is we're going to do this zoo. And I think it'll be a very fun thing because I've got some interesting builds to do in it. And I hope to maybe if you guys aren't 100% sold on it, sell you guys by the end of it. So we'll go into that there. And look at that death message. Oh man. Oh man, of course we do have that. But it'll tie into getting ourselves the parrots when 1.12 comes out, which I'm expecting in the next 20 episodes. I would be very surprised if it wasn't out in the next 20 episodes. But I think we will definitely have it by that time. And we can get ourselves some parrots in there with a massive aviary. I think they'll look really cool. Can I get this right now? I'm just gonna go there. Yeah, with a massive aviary. And it's also going to be a challenge to get every single one of these mobs. So I think it'll be a live stream thing that we're going to do to actually fill these things up. Because, of course, moving mobs takes a long time and it's a very, very tiresome thing. So we'll probably do a lot of that on live streams. And I feel like it'll be a fun thing to do to get our whole world, our whole zoo filled up with polar bears, with every single mob you can think of. Well, not including the hostile mobs, but of course the passive mobs. And semi-passive, I guess, when you think of a polar bear and stuff like that. But for today, guys, I think we have done ourselves a world tour. I hope you guys have enjoyed the past 200 episodes, which has been a ridiculous amount of episodes and a ridiculously fun time for me, at least. And I know a lot of you guys have enjoyed it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope I did it justice. I couldn't really think of something too much different without going away from the world tour, which we all, of course, love. And there's a lot of stuff that I've left unexplored. And I hope you guys, if you do enjoy this world tour, you guys will download the world and have a little explore around it. It's a fun place to just find odd things that I may have even forgotten that we've done. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I hope to enjoy the next 20 episodes. And I'll see you in those next ones. So thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye.